I'm talking relationships, worth more than money. No time for the fake or the phony. Tweezy jump the gym, it's so evident. Link up with the gang. I'm talking relationships.
What up, though? Hey, I appreciate all of y'all for sharing the content, subscribing, liking the content. But if you want more like this, or if you have any suggestions on any episode that I should do in the future, hit me up, man. DM me, comment, put it in the comments. But most importantly, make sure you subscribe. I need the subscriptions. I need y'all to subscribe. Make sure y'all following me on Buzzsprout, and y'all following Buzzsprout content. That's where the audio is based from, but it's shooted to all streaming platforms that have a podcast platform. But on top of that, like, comment, share. I'm gonna say it again. Like, comment, share. I'm gonna say it in military term too. Lima, Charlie, Sierra. All right. If you can do those three, then add the additional Sierra on top of that, which is subscribe. You can become a relative. We can be relatives. All right. Appreciate y'all though, for real. All the love, all the the feedback, and the insight. I'm still learning, man. It's a journey, but I love it because I can get out my truth, and I want people that come on here with me to talk their truth and get to know who this person is or who that person is, and even myself. It's definitely therapeutic for myself. But yeah, like, comment, share. Let's go.
All the creative avenues that I'm passionate about, whether it's working with artists, creating content, which actually I enjoy, not really normal for musicians.
Right.
Yeah, just trying to be consistent and just keep elevating.
What is something that you feel like you learned from being for?
How to be patient with people, and especially with creatives in particular, but just being patient with people and learning how to really focus on getting their vision across versus only my own.
Yeah.
Because when you hear like a lot of producers talk, in particular, producers and engineers, when you hear them talk, like they really are focused on getting their sound and their style across, but not all of them listen to the artist and like listen to what they're saying.
Yeah.
Especially when I'm working with like people in person or just people who I'm closer with, and just being able to get that feedback in real time. It's just really helpful to get their feedback and know like how I can best serve them, and then also just making sure I'm just listening to whose name is actually going to be on the record.
Yeah. What's your go-to plugin, like engineering?
UAD. Whenever I'm tracking, I'm always tracking through the UAD NE 1073 and the LA2A.
Yeah.
When I'm actually mixing vocals, still heavy on UAD. A handful of Waves plugins. What else? Guitar's Auto Tune.
Yeah.
Melodyne, Vocal Line, Isotope.
Shout out to all of them. UAD, Waves, Guitars, Melodyne, all of them. But I've been like playing around with the auto tunes, the different ones, the Waves, Real Tune, the what's the other one?
The Fat Filter.
Not the Fat Filter one. The one is Slate Digital.
Slate, yeah.
Slate, yeah. That their auto tune. And then of course Antares. But I just been dabbing into each one just to fit, just for different feels. Cause like when I feel like when I'm working with somebody that's like more oozy vibes, I think the Waves Real Tune can hit the tune that you want. But all of them, man, I love, but Antares is always crashing, man.
Oh, really?
Always, man. Yeah, it's always crashing because, I got the Apollo.
Yeah.
So the Apollo, I don't have no issue. UAD, I don't have no issue. But something with Antares and Pro Tools, it just never works, man.
I've never had an issue with it.
Because you use Logic.
Yep.
You big Logic.
Big Logic.
Yeah, Logic. Shout out to Logic, man.
Yeah.
Because I always tell people like, what you use? And I be like, I use all of them except for Ableton. I haven't like dove into Ableton, but I've worked with a couple of my homies that I collab with, like Crazy Fingers. He's heavy on Ableton. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's like Logic, Pro Tools, FL, Machine.
Yep.
You know the Machine.
Still on Machine too.
Yeah, Machine 2. I'm thinking about upgrading and getting the MK3. Just for the features that you can do when you like away. You can just be mobile with it. And they just came out with like a new update too that's like super dope.
I got it, and this is cool. This honestly, there's features in it that I think they should have been in there for like
For years.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
the craziest one is that you can finally export MP3s from
Right.
Machine 3, which is
That should have been from the jump.
yeah, like why was that? Why we wait 13 years or so
Yeah.
for that's insane. But
Yeah.
even the other features, they added stem splitting in there,
Mhm.
which is cool. But I already have that in Logic.
Yep.
So,
Got
I
that
mean-
in FL.
Yep,
You know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
so-
So it's, yeah, they Native Instruments is my, I would say, one of the most innovative out of all of Native and Logic, because Logic is like, man, Logic just keep getting better and better and better. But of course, you know, FL is innovative too. But when I say like your plugins, like your stock plugins,
Yep.
man, Logic is unmatched.
I'm putting Logic number one.
Logic and then, you know, Machine Kontakt, because Kontakt is king, bro.
Yeah.
Kontakt is fire, because you get so many different plugins, instrumentals, and plugins that add into the Kontakt that just makes it even more like superior to any other sound library that I've ever like worked with. Because that sound library with if it has a Kontakt sound library to it, it's a wrap, man. Like what is it? Orchestra. What is the sound? What is the orchestra sound? I'm trying to
I know
figure
what
out.
you're talking about. Orchestral something.
Project Sound. That's the creators.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Man, the orchestral essentials, everything they got that's from them, fire.
I just picked it up, I think last week. And it's
Yeah.
like I'm playing with it right now, and it's
fire,
crazy.
man. Just the sounds, just you can make a whole cinematic movie off
Yeah.
that joint, man.
It sounds
It's
real.
crazy. And that's my thing, man. And that's why I wanted to get you on here, man, because like I ain't really dive into like the nerd side of being a music creator.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because when we produce, you know, we collabed a couple times when I lived in Manassas, and just watching you, and I see you, and I'm like, man, when I know I need some questions on Logic, you and Shot are the two people I go to, man, because like you know for sure like how to do something, but it's like, man, them plugins, like what's your go-to plugins?
Kontakt, absolutely.
Yeah.
Especially for anything that just needs to feel real, whether it's like pianos or strings or orchestral instruments, Kontakt without a doubt.
Right.
Omnisphere, I'm still on Omnisphere. For more electronic stuff, Serum.
Okay.
Serum just came out with a free update, Serum 2. They just came out with that. So any pop stuff that I'm doing, like Serum's my go-to.
Serum's fire too. I like Serum because you can really, you got to know what you're doing in Serum, because it looks crazy when you open it up, but you gotta like Serum got some gems in there too.
I'm just a preset guy. Like I'm not sound design at all. I know how to do like the attack, delay, not delay, decay, release or whatever, sustain. Other than that, like ask me to design a sound from scratch. I'm not.
I've been trying to, man, but my boy Crazy Finger, he's nasty with sound design, and Ableton, he be doing some crazy stuff. He has sent me some packs. Shout out to Crazy Finger. He has sent me some packs. I've done 2 beat packs. Like I've made like my own like drums and stuff, snares and things of that nature. I got like what I got over there. I got some shakers over there. I got, you know what I mean, a few instruments that I made from scratch, just recording my own, and or just banging on the desk or something like that. But man, it's hard. It's hard, but when you dive into it, man, it's not that bad.
That's one of the things where like I want to get into it one day.
Yeah.
My main priority for skills I want to build up is just more like musicality.
Mhm.
So like I want to get better at playing piano, better at playing guitar.
Yeah.
That for me is my priority over sound design, just because like sound design is good to know, but I can pick up a preset, like a preset pack. Piano or guitar, I can obviously I can hire like a session player if I need it, but like I want to
feeling though. You want to get that right feeling.
Yeah.
And that's how I am too, man. I told myself this year, for my birthday, I'm gonna go get myself piano lesson. You know what I mean? Because I want to know how to play the piano. Once I learn the piano, I feel like learning the guitar is gonna be easier. You know what I mean? Learning how to play the guitar. I got a pocket trumpet over there in that case, because I always wanted to be a trumpet player growing up. You know what I mean? But I was a drummer. But yeah, man, I'm trying to get real give like focus on the musicality too.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's most to me if you can create your own like soundtrack,
Yeah.
like to me that's like the most firest thing you can do, the dopest you can do. Because then now, like you said, you still create. Like I thought I was gonna stop making instrumentals, but I was like, why?
Yeah, because if you love it, then like why stop it?
Yeah, and then it's like you can make something. Like I made that Michael Jackson joint in
Yeah, I heard that.
2017. Like, and I was like, I like it, but I can do so much better with it. Like, let me resample what I sampled, or let me just go back and resample that same where you are from Michael Jackson in the Jackson 5, and then just fine tune it to what I feel like it is now. But that was like me on my like jazzy fade ish, because you know I got so many um inspirations from producers. You know what I mean? It's like, who I'm a like I always try to sound like somebody or try to mimic somebody, but I still focused on like me just creating my own sound. So with that being said, who's your top 5 producers? Or let's go 10 if you want to go 10.
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
'Cause there's a lot of different sounds I'm inspired by. Top 10 off the top. Dre's a big influence.
Facts.
'Cause I love still just like 2001 mixes on that album are crazy.
Yeah.
I love how the drums hit on that album.
Right.
M was and still is my favorite rapper growing up. So like hearing his production on like M stuff also was a big influence. Metro, because that's more like when I was in high school, like that's his production was all over everywhere.
Yeah,
like
everywhere.
Future, Travis Scott,
Yeah.
Migos. San Holo was like an EDM dude.
Yeah.
I was big into like EDM stuff like in high school as well. Listening to like future based music. So I love like his production and still love what he's doing now.
His name's San Holo?
San Holo.
Gotta check him out. I never heard of him.
He's like, have you ever heard of like Monster Cat, that like this EDM record label?
Yeah.
So he was, I don't think he still is, but he was on that label at one point. I'm pretty sure that's how I got introduced to him. And then just I don't know, like I don't remember what it was. I think in college I just started listening to him more, like something, because he'll mix like organic instruments, like guitar and everything, with electronic music. So like it's like a really good blend of electronic and organic. So it was just connected with that. So it said Dre, Kanye West. Outside of like him as a person, him sonically,
Yeah.
he always listen to albums like Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy,
Yeah.
Graduation, like those albums in particular. Just hearing how like he made hip hop so sound and feel so dynamic.
Yeah.
Like that.
That was them two was for sure. Like, I mean, you got College Dropout.
Yeah.
But when they went to Graduation and then my Twisted Dark Fantasies, it was like unbelievable, man. Like the sounds that he was creating. You know what I mean?
Kanye as a rapper, College Dropout might be my favorite for like just what he was saying on that record. Sonically is between Twisted Fantasy and Graduation.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's 4. Who's number 5? On an educational side of things, I'll say Curtis King.
Curtis King.
I like his music too, but in particular, like
Yeah.
when I started watching his content, like that helped me start learning how to sell beats. He did a tutorial on like everything that you would need: how to sell beats, how to market your music, how to make beats.
Shout out to Curtis King too. He's definitely one of them first content creators I definitely watched. I think I probably got him from you.
I know, like I started sharing him around like after I think I found him around like 2016.
Yeah.
And there was stuff going on like where like just finding him at that specific time was like just really helpful. I even did like a mentorship program with him and some other producers. I don't remember what year it was, maybe like 2017 or 18. But yeah, I always got to put him in there from both. I mean, his music is obviously fire too, but also just on the educational side of things, like can't go without mentioning him.
Yeah. All right, that's 5. And that you want to stop at 5?
I'm gonna stop at 5 right now.
All right, stop at 5.
I can probably think of more, but
yeah, man, because it is hard, man. Like it's like when people ask me that too, it's like mine's changed, and it's not like there is no number one. All of them to me is number one.
Yeah,
like man, of course, Dr. Dre. You know what I mean? You got Jermaine Dupri.
Yep.
You got Kanye. You got Just Blaze. You know what I mean? You got Metro. You got what's my man? Other dude from Memphis. Drummer Boy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got one of my Detroit favorites, and he, to me, it's like without him, there is no Detroit sound. Hell of a. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then you go to the West Coast, you got Soundwave. You You know what I mean? You got what's my man from Jersey? Cardiac.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's so many of them, man. Like for real. Like I could just keep just going and going and going. So it's like for me, it's like every producer that I've listened to musically in my 39 years of living so far is like fire. Hit Boy. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta throw him in there. Hit
Yeah,
Boy.
Hit
I love
Boy.
it. I love the stuff he did with Nas for the last run.
That whole run that he had, and it was like the chemistry, like, you know what I'm saying? And just watching him just create right then and there, like he just creating, cooking up beats, sending them to Nas, and it's like, it made me love Nas more too,
Yeah.
because I used to always say like, Nas production to me didn't hit me. Like, I ain't disrespecting the producers, it just ain't hit me like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this joint fire. He had a few on his albums, don't get me wrong, but when it got to like Hit Boy and you know what I mean, he started working with other producers, and I'm just like, all right, yeah.
I still go back to like all those projects now. Like,
Yeah.
like I'll work out to them. I'll listen to them in the car.
Mhm.
Like that's like to your point. Yeah, a lot of his Nas as a lyricist obviously is one of the best to ever
Yeah,
do it.
one of the
Production
best.
wise, like that's where I think Jay-Z, in my opinion, gets him. Like
Yeah.
you can argue over like who's the better rapper, but production wise, it's not even a question.
Right.
Overall, Jay-Z's got it.
Yeah.
But with the stuff that like that Nas been doing with Hit Boy,
Fire. It's
Love
like,
it.
like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, it was kind of like Jay and Ye and Hit Boy and Nas, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because Hit Boy got some hits, and people don't understand that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Same thing with Boy Wonder. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And Wonder Girl, like, man, it's so
her
many.
drums are crazy.
It's so many, man. It's so many. Like, I can just go from states and just name all the dope producers that like inspire me. Street runners, you know what I'm saying?
I can even go to people like outside of even hip hop, like Jerry Finn. He did a lot of stuff for like punk bands.
Yeah.
Like Blink-182 is my favorite band of all time.
Right.
Jerry Finn produced them. I think he did some 41.
Mhm.
I think he did. I might be wrong. I think he might have done some records with Alkaline Trio.
Mhm.
He's done like records with a lot of like famous punk bands. So
Yeah.
you even can go there.
I think too, with me traveling around the world from being in the military, it opened up my ears. Like my ears was like turned up, like just because I would hear Jamaican, Caribbean music, I would hear West Coast music, I would hear down south music. You know, me being from Detroit, like I'm hearing all of these sounds, and it's like, man, like this is fire. David Banner, like you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying, like all of these guys and women, like are fire when it comes to production. So it's like for me, yeah, it's hard to like put 5.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
hard to narrow it down.
It's hard to put 10, like, you know what I mean? But those people right now, I think I can put it as like in decades or
Yeah.
5-year spans. Like this 5-year run, these my 5. This 5-year run, these my 5. Because like if you think about it, you gotta throw DJ Mustard. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
this dynamic album he just got produced on with Kendrick. You know what I'm saying?
And he saw that run. I don't remember what year it was, like mid 2010s, where
was
like every other
2010s.
song on the radio was
It was him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was him. If it was R&B, if it was hip hop, he had a smash. And that's the thing. Like, I like him too because he bet on himself. Like,
Yeah.
a lot. Like people were like, oh, he not in right now. Ain't nobody rocking with him. What you think? For you producing, how many years it's been so far?
I started in 2013, so this is year 12.
Year 12. So in your year 12, how do you feel about the state of hip hop right now?
Mixed for sure. I do like that lyricism seems to be coming back a little bit
Mhm.
when we seen like how excited people were over the battle between Kendrick and Drake,
Yeah.
and even now with Joey versus the West Coast.
Yeah.
Just seeing stuff like that, I think is cool. Overall, with the I guess more mainstream stuff, the quality music it definitely has like it's a mixed bag. It seems like there's some people who are like appreciating lyricism again, and also the masses are still appreciating all like the trash stuff is out right
Man,
now. Like,
I'm glad you said that because you way younger than me.
yeah, because the thing is like people like it seems like artists who are closer to my age they just don't care about it anymore.
They don't care about the artistry.
No, like they get like a cheap microphone, they go rip beats off of YouTube, and then they just spit nonsense on a microphone, and
Yeah.
then they just upload it. You know, like it's
And it's like it has no meaning.
yeah.
It's like, what does mean? Like, I get it. Like certain youngers though, that's coming up are dope. But like I go every Friday, man. I tell people this. Every Friday I go look at the releases.
Yep.
And I scroll and I be like, who's this? Who is this? Who is this? Who is this? And then I try to listen to them. I be like, I can't.
I'll try, and then like after like song 3, I'm like, I'm
Yeah,
trying
I
this out.
can't, man. Like I can't. I'm actually looking forward to the Clips album.
Same, yeah. I
Actually,
loved the two records they have right
Yeah.
now.
So be it, and what was it? Something trumpet, right?
I can't remember the name of it, but yeah,
It's but yeah, those two.
both them records
Yeah,
are hard.
both of them records tough. But yeah, the first
Ace
one,
Trumpet.
Ace Trumpet, yeah, Ace Trumpet, and So Be It, dope. My only thing is, it's like we'll get a dope album like that, and then we'll get a massive crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so many other words, but it's like, yo, man, like what is going on? Like what are the labels doing? Because
I have a theory behind it.
what's the theory? What's your theory?
My theory is that part of it has to do with the economy within the music industry. I think is one of the biggest parts. The economy, like with how streaming, like 20, 30 years ago, when you had people would always go out and buy records.
The records. Yeah.
And now I feel like on the consumer end, like since people aren't like buying music now, one, your artists are getting paid less by streaming, but then also I feel like just listeners don't care about music the same way that they used to. Because if you think about it before, like the barrier to entry to get a new record was you had to go outside, you had to go to a record shop, you had to wait in line, and you had to spend money per album. Now you pay for the cost of one album, you get every song ever from Mozart to Migos.
Yeah.
And I feel like that on top of even like I think that's one part of it, just the listener not valuing music the way that they used to. And then on the creator side of things, I feel like a lot of people like realize that too, whether it's subconscious or not.
Yeah.
So especially for like younger artists, I feel like since they know like the stakes are low in terms of like people don't really care. It's also cheaper to make music because you don't have to go to a big studio. You can literally, there are people making records on their iPhone.
Right.
You know? Which isn't like bad if you're making good art with it, but with it even with it being more accessible, I feel like when some artists are recording now, like the stakes are lower.
Yeah.
If you're not paying like a crazy amount of money for studio time, if you're just doing something like at home, you have more freedom to just not take it as seriously.
Right.
So I think some of those elements combined together, I think just make artists not really care as much about the quality that they're putting out. The listeners, they move on so quick anyways. Like even like the listener they'll consume like a 2-minute song, then they're on to the next one.
Yeah.
There's a lot. I think it's just a mixture of people in general just not appreciating music the same way that they did before, and then just artists just not really wanting to give it their all.
Okay, I can definitely see where that comes from. But me, I agree. They not taking it serious. And the way the economy is in the music industry, they're trying to trap the younger kids, so they can get them in a messed up deal. From what I'm seeing, and the older ones are educating the younger ones to, hey, don't fall for this. Here, do it this way. Go independent. But my only theory to yours is, if they are doing this, how are they getting into these Rolling Louds?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. Like they're getting. Well, I take it back. They're getting the Rolling Louds, but their own shows. Like for instance, what's my man from the Bay?
The Russell. Yeah.
The Russell is doing it the way I feel like every artist should. Take it in your own hands, create your own stage, right?
Yeah.
Create your own stage and create your own sound and bring it back. Bring it to the masses. Go and take it to the masses. And his content team is phenomenal. Like, you know what I mean? His team is phenomenal. Like the way they move, and he's rapping positivity. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm from the streets. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I get it, but don't nobody want to hear that all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just tell me the true rap. Like, give me some true rap. Like, give me some stories. Tell me about something. Tell me about some chicks. You know what I mean? Tell me about cars. Tell me about parties.
Just life.
Yeah, life. Just tell me about life. Because I think a lot of times, to your theory, they're rapping about something that's not them.
Yeah.
They might have seen it, and I get that. If you can put that in words, I commend you. You can put that in your own words and talk about somebody else's story, cool. But be honest with it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, hey, this ain't my life. This is what I've seen. growing up.
Because they'll talk about it in like the first person perspective, but it's not.
Yeah.
They didn't experience it
Right.
in first person.
And then when you see him in person, you're like, he ain't even like that. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for the ones that are, you know, man, doing what they do to hustle and everything they got to do to, you know what I mean, make ends meet. If you rap about that, cool, I'm with that. Just have some nice beats with behind it.
Yeah.
And have a nice, like, you know what I mean, have a nice content team. But I get it. A lot of these people come from where I come from. They don't know how to market themselves. And me being a marketing guy, you know what I'm saying, going to school for marketing, it's like I see it all the time, and I'm like, bro, I can help this person. I can help this person. Maybe if he did that. Maybe if he did that. But I see it too, man. It's like they don't care.
It's not even as much as like what they're saying in terms of like the actual like content, because you can make good art about any perspective, like whether it's like street stuff, whether it's love songs, whether it, like whatever it is, like you can make dope art about any subject. It's just there is just a certain quality to the writing that's like missing from certain artists.
Yeah.
And, like everything doesn't need to be on like a Jay-Z or Nas level, you know, like everything doesn't need to be lyrical miracle stuff. But when you go on a playlist or when you go on the radio and everything is just like
the same thing,
that's when it's like,
it's like, man, what are we doing?
Yeah.
And shout out to the women. I'm never gonna knock women. I like what they doing. If it's selling and it's catchy, cool. I'm with it. Like, you know what I mean? But sometimes I be like, dang, I got daughters. Like, is this like they hear this, they know this, and it's like I don't shy away from it because it's like you can't hide it. Back in the day when we were growing up, you could hide certain songs and stuff like that. Like, you don't have to listen to this radio station. You don't have to watch this TV channel.
Yep.
Now
they put the child's block on.
Yeah, now it's everywhere. You know what I mean? They got cell phones, they got iPads, they got YouTube, they got everything.
Yeah.
And it's like, how much do you want to censor your kid?
Yeah, because it's like the thing about it too is like, I mean, I don't have kids, so I can't really speak to it like the same way like somewhat like a parent could. But like, there's a degree where like I would assume you would want them to experience real life. You don't want to like overly shelter them, but also it's like you don't want to throw them too far.
You don't want to throw them all the way out there.
Yeah.
But you want to like have them in a little happy zone.
You want to know what real life is.
Right.
Real life isn't the Disney Channel, but also like you don't want to put them all the way on BET Uncut.
Right. Shout out to BET Uncut, boy. Yeah. Hey, man. BET Uncut, man. Listen to me. I was up a lot of nights, man. A lot of nights. Loved it, man. Tip drill. It's crazy, man, because I let you say that. They got a song out that was on BET Uncut. I ain't got no panties on. and a homegirl of mine that I grew up with was in that video. And they just, I don't know how, somebody brought it back out and I heard my daughter singing it.
Oh.
And I'm like, you what? Like, huh?
Yeah.
And I wasn't mad. I was just like, where you hear that from? Because you know what I'm saying? Like, it's everything. TikTok, everything is, you hear it on somewhere. So I'm just like,
especially with like, I don't know if there's like a child lock equivalent on TikTok or anything like that, but like that's the thing. Like you can,
it's everywhere.
Yeah, you can block channels on TV. I think you can do the same thing on YouTube, but I don't know if you can on TikTok. So like they'll scroll through and then it's just gonna, it was popping like or popular or whatever, trending. Like they're gonna stroll on it at some point.
Yeah, they definitely are. So I look at it, man. I just say, you know what? It is what it is. I ain't knocking it. Just don't be singing that in those schools or nothing like that or in public with people.
Just knowing the time and the place.
Yeah.
Like there are certain things where maybe you might do them in the comfort of your house, but like you shouldn't do them in public.
Yeah. What was your first album you ever bought?
Rebirth by Lil Wayne.
Rebirth.
It was crazy. So my mom, like, well, first when I was getting into music, I was heavily into rock music, and then I started getting into rap. And then my mom actually put me on Lil Wayne, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
So, Prom Queen had come out at that time, and she called me in the room, was like, "Hey, there's this rapper who like is doing rock stuff. Like, it sounds like something you would like." So then went in and listened to Prom Queen. Was like, "Okay, this is interesting." Like, so like going back to the album, like I haven't listened to the album in several years. Going back to it now, I probably wouldn't like it the way that I did back then, but that was what gravitated me towards that album specifically was how he was combining genres. It was mostly rock, but like you could still hear, obviously you could hear the rap influence in it.
Yeah.
And like I to this day, like I love genre fusing.
Genre bending, genre fusion. with that being said, have you listened to the Carter Six?
Wish I didn't. I'm not gonna lie, the Carter Six let me down a lot.
Hurt my heart.
I feel a way about that album.
And I always tell people, I give everybody a fair shake. I listen to it 3 times in 3 locations. So like when it first come out midnight, I'm listening to it. So now that's nighttime. I'm listening to it. Then I go to sleep, wake up, listen to it again in the morning. Fresh. I'm fresh. My mind, everything's fresh, right?
Yeah.
Then I give it another listen around midday, going into 4 or 5 o'clock. And I said, why did you call this the Carter Six? You should have called it the Rebirth too. Because I feel like it's more genre fusion in there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, yeah, okay.
To me, that's why, and that's not a diss. It's just that you just should have called it Rebirth too, because I feel like that's more of a. You had some of your artists on there from the new Young Money, and I feel like it was more of that vibe.
That
if
or
it would
not
have
a
been
human being.
that or not a human. I'm not a human being. If you would have put it to one of those, Volume 2 or whatever, I would have been like, okay, this makes sense.
Yeah.
But for Carter being the Carter,
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, now 6, and you had everybody hype for this, and I'm a huge Lil Wayne fan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From Block is Hot to Back That Ass Up to Squad Up, like all the mixtape Wayne, Dedication 3, Dedication 2, Dedication, like I'm still a Wayne fan.
Yeah, of course.
But that album?
No, we know Wayne's one of the GOATs.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean he's immune to putting out a bad album.
Yeah, he's not immune. But I think to me, like for him waiting so long, you think that tarnished, like not tarnished it, but you think it harmed his release? Not who he is. Do you just think like it like him taking too long messed up the album?
I think more specifically, I don't know about the general consensus. For me, is like he was really upset about not getting the Super Bowl. So I was thinking like, okay, this is gonna like put something in him to like really give us something special.
Right.
So he was bad about the Super Bowl. He was crashing out over that. Then he announces the Carter Six. So now I'm thinking like this is about to be crazy. It's gonna be an insane album. Might be some of his best music in years.
Right.
He's been killing the features.
He always killed the features.
So
features is easy for him.
Yeah. So then Carter 6 comes out, and then it's like, there were like a handful of songs I like, but a lot of, what I just don't like about it is just how redundant it all feels.
Yeah.
It like,
nothing feels new.
Yeah. It's like we already, to me, like, it's not like we're expecting Wayne to like be the deepest artist ever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, he never really switched up his subject matter at all.
No.
He doesn't switch up the subject matter. He doesn't comment a lot on like stuff that's going on in real time. So it was like, to me, it just felt like, why would I want to listen to the Carter 6 when I can listen to Sorry for the Wait?
Yeah.
And it's a better version of what he's doing right now.
And on top of that, this is when I'd be like, man, like what am I doing wrong as a producer to where I can get into these rooms and create albums with these artists? Because that's my goal. Like I know that's your goal too. It's like, you want to create albums. Me now is like more, I just want to do sync licensing. I just want to focus on sync licensing and try to still like work with artists here and there. But it's like, what am I doing wrong? Because like I go and listen to a sample off of Splice that I took, and then I hear it on the actual song. Somebody like a known artist is on that same type of sample. They just made it, bumped it up 5 semitones or whatever, and I'm like, okay, I'm in the ballpark. If he got it and I'm using it, I'm in the right ballpark.
Yeah.
But then it's like I hear that and it's like, man, what are we doing?
I've gone into that same type of emotions and feelings too. Like there was on one of Juice WRLD's posthumous albums, like he had a sample on there too that like I had gotten from Splice and used it like a long time ago.
Right.
And I heard the exact same sample on one of his albums. It was like,
because you in a ballpark.
Yeah.
When you doing stuff like that, that means your sound, your ear is in the same realm that needs to be placed on radio. So we just got to connect that dot because we're so close.
We're all like, it's like right there.
It's like right there, man. And it's like, what do I got to do? What am I not doing to get to this point B? And point A is right here.
Yeah.
And it's just one little intersection in between. what I have to do to cross. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm still trying to figure it out in real time too.
Yeah.
Like my main focus has never been trying to get in the same room as like bigger artists. I've always, even just growing up, I've always loved just the independent scene.
Mhm.
But at the same time, like it would be cool just to, even if it was just like a credit or it was just something just to build up my reputation
Yeah,
more. Like that would
it's
be cool.
building a resume.
Yeah.
I don't mind working with no-name artists. No-name artists, to me, listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They listen more. But you also got them no-name artists that just think
They think that they're up there, but they have like, you know, like 2 listeners on Spotify.
Yeah, and they not there. And you be trying to tell them like, look, man, I'm trying to show you, hey, this is how you can get better. This is this. But, you know, to each his own. People they just gotta bump their head, you know? So, but yeah, man, it's like, man, we right there. Like I hear a lot of beats that I use like from Splice or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Any other sound pack I use or something. I'm like, yo, I know that 808.
Yep.
I like the way he did that. Okay. I know that sound. You know what I mean? Or I know that's from Omnisphere.
Yeah.
I know that flute. Like, you know what I mean? I know. But to me, man, I think we gonna get there, man. But on another note, you always said that you are the unashamed Christ follower.
Mhm.
How long have you been, you know what I mean, and having God in your life?
I'd say honestly for most of my life. Like
Okay.
I grew up in the church. My parents always had me in church when I was younger, and then more specifically, I got more into my faith around like middle school, like maybe 12 or 13, however old I was in like 7th grade.
Mhm.
So I was really heavily involved like in my youth group. And then I remember there was a retreat that I went on where like they were asking like they were asking like if I like what's the one thing you haven't like fully surrendered over to God, and I was trying to figure that out for myself, and that's when like I figured out like that's when I first really want to start doing music, but I didn't. It was more for selfish purposes at that point.
Yeah.
So then at that point I was like, okay, I told God that I'm gonna give everything to Him, including the music, and then that just put me on the path of just like wanting to use it to serve people.
Yeah.
You know, just like so. And everything I'm doing in life, whether it's like music or just stuff completely not related to it, I want to be of service to people. But yeah, like there wasn't really like I don't have like a crazy story for how I got into faith or anything. Like it really was just like I was put in the church as a kid.
Born
and
and
as I
raised, you
got
was born and raised in it.
yeah. Then as I got older, of course, like I started just using my mind just to critically think, and then like I was so even just like researching other stuff and researching other ways that people view the world. Like Christianity and Jesus makes the most sense to me. He feels real. Like I feel like that I've experienced him.
Right.
So that's what I roll with. That's always on what I'm gonna be rolling with.
Listen. Since I know you, it's always been, what's up, L Marquee, the Unashamed Christ Follower. You said so fast, and I remember I asked, I said, what you say? You the what? The Unashamed Christ Follower.
Yeah.
And I think, to me, man, that's super, super cool, super dope. That you put it in a way that kids can understand it and adults can understand it. So it's like, hey, I'm not shying away from what I do. I do music. There's nothing wrong with music. You know what I mean? But I'm just letting you know, hey, I'm a real Christ follower.
Yeah.
I follow God, like, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. So with that, man, have you ever had any pushback from anybody like knocking you for being like into church?
No one. People like in school just being stupid.
Yeah.
Not like I've never run into a problem with an artist saying like, "Oh, you're a Christian. Okay, well I can't work with you."
Right.
Or even on the other side of things, we're like with this like a Christian artist, like, "Oh, you also work with secular artists. Okay, I
Yeah.
can't work with you." Like never like that. It's more just like when I was in high school, there were people making fun of me because I was doing at that time I was doing Christian rap
Mhm.
as an artist, and they're like, "Well, you can't combine Christianity and rap." Just being stupid.
Right.
Other than that, just on like the actual business side of things, it's never been an
Now
issue.
look at Christian rap and how big it is. Crazy, right?
Yeah, it's they're doing their
Crazy.
festivals now.
Right.
The actual music itself is the best it's ever been.
Yeah. 1K Few, Fire.
Yeah. I got a record with him actually.
Really?
Yeah.
It's out?
Yeah, I didn't directly work with him. He featured on the record, but yeah, I got a record with him on it.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's super dope.
Huge moment.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, you look at it now, it's like everybody, it's people out there that's just like us, you know what I mean, that just don't want to rap about secular things. They want to rap about Christian things.
Yeah.
And they make it sound so good, like if
Yeah.
it was just regular, secular music. But it's so dope that you can actually hear it, and it's like the evolution of it.
Yeah.
The evolution of Christian rap to where it was and where it is now. I think that's huge for not only the community, it's just huge to show people, hey, you don't also always have to listen to the secular side. You can listen to this side and the beat's the same.
Yeah. If not better.
If not better, right?
Yeah.
Because I done heard some fire. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
like, and shout out to Marcus Allen too.
Yeah.
So Marcus Allen, me and him, he did my my intro for my podcast, Relationships Worth More Than Money, which we own right now, by the way. But yeah, it's like me and him, we always work, and I always been in his corner. Cause me, I look at it as like the reason why I asked you that question about have you had anybody like, talk bad or, try to shame you for what you're doing, cause he had an issue, you know what I'm saying? And I thought it was lame. Like, don't matter what you got going on in your life, you know what I'm saying? Like, if that man want to go follow God, let that man go follow God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He has to figure out his own way. He's an adult. You know what I mean? He's a man.
Yeah.
And I respected him for that. And I told him, I said, bro, do you? Go do you. Like, I'm and literally right behind him, I followed God. Yeah, I got baptized last year. You know what I'm saying?
Congrats.
I appreciate it. And my thing was, to me, it was like, man, I was doing everything on my own for so long.
Yeah.
And my cousin was like, yo, how you getting baptized? I'm like, dog, I've been doing things on my own, and I'm starting to get insanity now. Like, you know what I mean? I'm doing the same things over and over again and getting the same results. So let me go talk to the man upstairs, because I know he's been with me. And that was my thing. That's why my cousin asked. He said, cuz he always been with you. Look where you are now. I said, yeah, but he's been with me on the outside. He's never been with me right next to me and me knowing exactly who he is, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
And what he can do for me. So I always made sure, man, like, even when I was in Iraq, I prayed, you know what I mean? But I still didn't have that full relationship with him. So when I, got baptized, you know what I mean? I got more into church and trying to, volunteer, do things. Like, I've been volunteer coaching for last 3-4 years, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's been a blessing, like, because it's like I found my purpose through coaching, because I always used to ask God, like, what is my purpose? Like, I got 2 daughters. Like, what is my purpose? Like, this music stuff is gonna always be here, but what is my actual purpose?
What's the real reason that like he has us here?
Yeah, like why am I here? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's my purpose? And it's to educate, man. Educate these girls. Educate, you know what I mean? Anybody. Serve anybody. I'm serving these girls as they coach. Serving artists that I work with as their producer, as their engineer, or whatever they need me to be. I'm serving people for content. Like, they want content, podcasting. I'm telling my truth, you know what I mean? And I'm being straight up with people. You know what I mean? And that's when I figured it out, and it got better. It gets better. You know what I mean? It's getting better. But yeah, that's why I asked. And Marcus Allen, man, seeing him and seeing the growth that he has with, him being married and sticking to the path, man, the right path. Stay in the course.
Yeah, and when I do say it too, like I'm not perfect. If anyone's around me long enough, you'll see me stumble and fall like every other human does. But like I always say, because God's my foundation at the end of the day. I always just try to be of service to people. Like some people, they want to produce and they only want it for the money, or they want it to look cool, or want to make them look cool.
Right.
For me, is like, yeah, I mean, of course, obviously I need income in order to do it, but I want to make sure that I'm actually like serving people, making the artist's vision come to life, making sure that their sound is being presented the best way possible, making sure I'm doing it in a timely manner, because I think that's also a way to just show, be of service. Like, I'm not necessarily like beating people over the head with Christianity. I'm not necessarily even exclusively working with faith-based artists, but whenever I'm in the studio, like, that's still what I'm on. I'm still gonna be me and authentically me, and that's how it is.
You do what you do. I'm gonna do what I do.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, unless I feel like this ain't the area I need to be in,
Yeah.
let me remove myself. And that's how people, yeah, like you say, man, people just take like, you know what I mean? It's nothing wrong with being a Christian, you know what I mean? And I don't knock you for whatever you got going on. I ain't judging you. Do your thing, brother, sister. Like, do your thing. I ain't do you. But when
Everyone's gonna figure it out in their own way.
You'll figure it out when you want to. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna push. I'm not gonna push it on. Like, I don't push it on the girls. But I always like, from me being in sports all my life, Coach Coker, rest in peace. We always did the Lord's Prayer. You know what I'm saying? And I gave it to some of my players, my captains, and I told them, like, hey, I want y'all to memorize this. You know what I mean? And I asked them a week, you memorized it? No, I ain't. Okay. But I'm not gonna push it on you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's good to encourage rather than push.
Right.
Because
right.
like it's at the end of the day, it is supposed to be a relationship.
Yeah, it's a relationship. And
when some people are like born into it, it's if for some people I can tell like it's forced or maybe like they don't like really believe it. But like when you really believe it for yourself and when you have an authentic relationship, that's a lot stronger than just having like the head knowledge of, oh, I'm not supposed to do XYZ.
Yeah.
You know? It's one thing just to like, it's not like that's not the purpose of Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's the purpose of it is to have a relationship with God, not just to follow X amount of rules and like, you know, obviously there are things that we are and are not supposed to do.
Right.
But at the same time, it's not like this Christianity in the Bible isn't like a rule book of, hey, just don't do this, don't do that. It's hey, I don't want you to do this because I know more than you do, and I don't want to see you hurt.
Yeah.
And hey, you know more than I do. I'm gonna trust you.
Right. Pretty much, that's what it is. And like I said, people will love it, will not understand it, but again, I'm not gonna judge. We not gonna judge. You know what I'm saying? We not gonna judge, man. But I appreciate that you are who you are. You always been you. You ain't never changed, man. Never. You always happy. You always willing to help something. You always willing to collab, whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I hit you. I say, yo, man, I need you on the pod. You was like, man, let me know whenever. You know what I mean?
I'm here. Just get a day and time.
We was at JoJo party. He was like, yeah, let me know. I'm whatever. I'm here.
Yeah.
And that's how, you know what I mean? I get it. Like, everybody can't be like you. But if everybody was like you in this world, man, this would be a better place, man. I'm telling you, man. Because it's the energy, the positive energy that you bring, man. I've never seen you on a bad day. Ever. Ever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's great, man. When I see you, I'm like, yo, what's up? Hell, what's up? You're like, what's up? But
life is short. Like I want to like. I mean, I'll have days when I'm down here and there because I'm human. But at the same time, like life is too short to always be down. You know, like we're not always promised tomorrow. So I always just try. I always want to be the best version of myself, whether it's on a personal level, whether it's with fitness, whether it's with music, like whatever it is. I just want to do the best that I can. You know, because like if I find out like tomorrow is my last day, then like I still want to like I want to go out with my legacy being like what he tried to be the best at everything that he put his mind to.
Yep.
So
yep.
Whether it's serving people, whether it's doing the music, whatever it is, that's
man.
Always trying to be the best, best version of myself.
And that's the thing, man. But before we get out of here, we got this thing I call gym class, GEM, not GYM, gyms. We always want to teach, right?
Right.
Want to give these relatives of mine a gym or two of what you feel like, like that you keep in your toolbox that you want to give to the people, to the masses. What's some gems that you can give to the people?
Always being of service to people. In terms of like, a lot of people can live for themselves, live just to serve themselves, but like that leads to like an emptiness. There leads to like some people maybe can find some sense of fulfillment in that. I think deep down, like I don't think that it works for everyone to only be self-serving and only trying to live for yourself. So, if you can find something where there's a skill or a passion and you can use it to help someone else out, whether it's like it could be something small, it could be something where like music, for example, you don't need it to like survive, but it's still a good way for people to express themselves or even just have a sense of escape in a healthy way.
Yeah.
So or some people, they fight in the military and obviously they're protecting their family's lives, their country's lives, like that's obviously two completely different scales, but they're serving people, you know what I mean? Doing that, serving others, but also just knowing not to be taken advantage of.
Mm.
Because on the other end of that too, like there is a level where, and I've experienced it too, where like you can be too nice and then people will just take advantage of you or walk over you or things like that. Like there's a fine line between the two, but just once you're able to define that, I think that's where like you get into like a good happy spot of like having fulfillment and also just having a really strong sense of purpose.
Okay, all right, that's good, man. Them are two good ones, man. Having be able to serve and be able to serve and not be taken advantage.
Yeah, that's a big one that I've had to learn the hard way several times.
Yeah.
But yeah, just being able to learn that, but then still having the heart to be able to serve people, like it wasn't always easy to get there, but you know, once I did, like that's where I really felt like I locked in.
Yeah. And I feel you on that, man, because sometimes you absolutely right. Like, people will try to take advantage.
Yeah.
On purpose. Like, not just like by mistake, purposely. Like, they will try. And I just tell people, that's what I tell, hey, I need mines up front.
Yep.
Up front. Yep. I don't need, you can't get me after this and after that. Nope. 50% up front.
Always.
And when the session starts, I need the rest.
Always.
I need the other 50. At all times.
There's always something that's going to come up. Oh, my bad, my rent's due. Oh, my bad, my tire just got flat
like,
right now.
That has nothing to do with me. You set up something with me, and the deposit is non-refundable.
Yep. I had to learn that the hard way. When I was first engineering, I learned that the hard way multiple times.
Yeah, it's non-refundable. Non-refundable, dog. Because you gotta understand, like, I'm welcoming you into my space, and you late. On top of that, I might have another session after this.
Yep.
You late? Yeah. Whatever you late, we can knock out this other 30 minutes you got left, or you can reschedule, make another time. But that deposit is non-refundable. You're gonna have to redeposit something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ain't gonna put another deposit down.
That's how other businesses operate outside of music.
Yeah.
So like,
man.
why can't we do the same?
Yeah. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like you don't show, no call, no show. You fired. You know what I'm saying? No call, no show. Oh, you off my list.
Like this is obviously like this is fun and stuff like that, but you still have to treat it seriously.
Yeah, you got to.
You're on people's time. You're using their electricity,
everything,
their equipment,
equipment, their knowledge.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Their late nights figuring out how to record, or how to EQ, or how to
trying
play,
to mix
or whatever.
Man, what? That's why I tell people, like, look, man, if I give you a discount, don't try to go get another discount. If I give you a discount, but yesterday's price ain't today's price.
Amen to that.
You know what I mean? So
amen to that.
I always tell people that, man. We can't. But L, I appreciate you, man, for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Relationships worth more than money. This is L Marquee, the Unashamed Christ Follower, the producer, the engineer, man, the servant himself. And I'm Tweezy, man. Like that, we gone.
Peace.
Yeah. I'm talking relationships worth more than money.